The story of editing starts in the year 1891, America, where Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, created the kinetoscope. Inspired by Edison, in 1895, the French Lumiere Brothers invented the cinematograph, which led to the birth of cinema as we know it today. Editing is a process of cutting various film clips together to make one product. It can be used to form a sequence to tell a story. Editing was first created accidentally when filmmaker Georges Méliès's camera film jammed and showed a jump cut when he watched it back, sparking new ideas. He soon realised it looked interesting and adapted this to make films in which people or things disappear and appear by physically moving the film reel whilst filming. This form of editing whilst filming was called primitive editing, where the camera operator would begin to film but then stop cranking the reel and then begin again in the next scene. Another early editing technique was analog editing. This was originally consisted of physically cutting and sticking together rolls of film or using a splicer, but nowadays it can be done digitally using editing software, which has evolved over the years from the first software invented in 1985 called Harry and was created by Quantel. Different editing styles create different effects on the audience. A quick pace can build excitement, action or drama, whereas a slow pace can create a relaxed vibe, tension or suspense. Horror films typically use slow-paced shots to build suspense. Take this example from The Shining, which uses long, slow shots to make the audience anticipate the action. They then use multiple fast-paced shots as jump scares to show drama. An example of this is this clip from Psycho. Non-diegetic sound, usually suspenseful music and sound effects, are edited into horror films to make it seem more dramatic. Action films such as John Wick and Avengers often use a fast pace to present the action on screen as exciting and thrilling. This allows audience to be engrossed in the scene and to maintain their attention. Sergei Einstein, a Soviet director in the 1920s, created montage editing. He wanted to create themes within editing as well as building action on screen. Montage editing allows filmmakers to display the pass of time and convey lots of info at once. Examples of the montage technique being used in film include the shopping spree scene in Pretty Woman, which shows the progression of Vivian's character over the period of one day, and the training montages, which often appear in the Rocky films. As film progressed, filmmakers began to adapt and pioneer different editing techniques. D.W. Griffith helped pioneer the editing technique of cross-cutting or parallel editing. He is also known for his role developing continuity editing, a technique which made it easy for the audience to follow the action. Shot variation is an editing technique used by filmmakers to maintain the audience's attention and allows the film's narrative to be fluid. Filmmakers can cut between different types of shots, such as long shots, close-up, high-angled shots, etc. Shot variation also helps filmmakers to convey more information and details. In 1903, Edwin S. Porter decided to alter the Lumiere Brothers technique of leaving the camera running on a single shot film until the film ran out and realised that he could stop the camera and switch to a different location. This is the earliest known example of shot variation. Porter's movie, The Life of an American Fireman, uses a variety of shots as well as parallel editing, as in the film, the audiences see both the family inside the burning house and the firemen outside the house. Digital editing is the most common form of editing nowadays. Unlike traditional editing techniques, editors can simply drag and drop footage into a timeline and apply effects without damaging the original footage. Modern digital editing examples include Avid, Final Cut Pro and Adobe Premiere. There are some editing techniques which are often used in film. One of these includes invisible editing, a technique which is used so that the audience does not notice the cut between shots. The 180-degree rule ensures that the spatial relationship between two characters or objects in a scene is not broken, as this could confuse the audience and make it difficult to follow. There are a variety of transitions used in film to move between different scenes. A cut is a simple and the most common transition used. They aren't as smooth as other transitions, but can be less noticeable. The dissolve is used to dissolve one clip into another. It's often used to show a time or location change. Usually, to show the beginning or end of a scene, a fade to black or white can be used. A wipe transition is noticeable and involves the next shot travelling across the screen, replacing the previous one. A point of view shot does what it says on the tin. The camera is positioned in a way that shows the shot from a character's perspective. A shot reverse shot is typically used during dialogue between two characters. The shot alternates between two angles. Last but not least, cutaways are when the filmmaker moves from the action to something else but then returns back to the action. They can be used to show what a character is thinking, for example. When wanting the film to flow to certain music, editors can edit with rhythm and cut to the beat of the music. However, music videos use cutting to the beat a lot more than film. Here is an example from the White Stripes music video for The Hardest Button to Button.